I don't know. I don't know. Okay, time for a new video, and whether you are somebody new to my channel or you are returning to my channel to watch this video, it is greatly appreciated. As always, I'm filming this video in one go, so if I stumble over my words moving forwards, apologies about that, and also if the quality of this video is fairly poor as well. If there's any lag, anything like that at all, sadly it cannot be helped, and hopefully it is not too much of an issue for you. This is yet another Eurovision related video here on my channel, ladies and gentlemen, and you will all have seen the news by now. As I'm recording this video you're watching now, it is the 22nd of November 2022, and earlier today the European Broadcasting Union came out with a statement saying that there are going to be several changes to the voting system of the Eurovision Song Contest. Now, I have some information up in front of me to make sure I don't forget anything too important, but I will say this: I am very, very interested to know your thoughts about this, so do feel free to leave comments on this video if you so wish, agreeing or disagreeing with the points I make, or if you so wish you can contact me on my other social media pages, links in the description as always to those. Now, I am reading from the Eurovision website here. I haven't even looked at this myself in too much depth yet, but it says here, details about these changes were shared in a press release, blah blah blah. I haven't looked at the press release, I'll look at that in my own time. From next year, viewer votes will decide countries qualifying from the semi-finals. There is no jury vote in the semi-finals now, which means no jury shows, which possibly means, well, almost certainly means, less opportunity for people to get tickets to a Eurovision-related event in the arena. Viewers in non-participating countries will be able to vote online. This means that countries from outside the European Broadcasting Zone will be able to have a say for the first time. Jury votes will be combined with votes from the global audience to decide the final result. Next year, the countries that qualify from the semi-finals will be decided solely based on the votes cast by you, the viewers, rather than a combination of a jury and public vote has been the case since 2009. I'll explain why I think that rule has been introduced shortly. The professional music industry juries will remain for the grand final. Does this include a jury for the rest of the world vote as well? In which case, which countries will you be picking these jury members from? Maybe that's mentioned in the press release, I don't know. Anyway, but complete control of who gets there from the semi-finals has been handed over to us, and for the first time ever, viewers from non-participating countries will be able to vote for their favourite songs too. Martin Österdahl said this: "Throughout its 67-year history, Eurovision has constantly evolved to remain relevant and exciting. These changes acknowledge the immense popularity of the show by giving more power to the audience of the world's largest live music event. You took away some of that power to avoid so-called block voting years ago, and now you've just opened the door ever so slightly for that to happen again. Perhaps, I don't know. In 2023, only Eurovision viewers will decide which countries make it to the grand final, and reflecting the global impact of the event, everyone watching the show, wherever they live in the world, can cast their votes for their favourite songs. My God, man! It is called the Eurovision Song Contest. It is predominantly European nations. Who gives a toss what people in the Congo think about the songs? With all due respect, maybe I'm not sounding particularly eloquent here, but the heart of the show is in its name. And to me, adding this rest of the world vote, I really don't see the point of it, besides increasing Eurovision as a global brand. Does it really add anything whatsoever to the contest? I'm not really sure it does. I really don't get that at all, and seriously, I'm warning you now, this video is going to be really quite on the messy side. It's going to be more messy than what I saw in the Argentina football match earlier today, that's for sure. Let's see what else Martin says. By also involving juries of music professionals in deciding the final result, I have a problem with this as well. Where is the consistency? If you are going to have jury members for the final, you have them for the semi-finals. There are going to be songs. It is inevitable. Every single Eurovision fan with a pair of eyes knows this. It is inevitable that top quality songs are going to be shafted beyond belief in the semi-finals because the music professionals are there to help them progress. The music professionals are there because they see and hear things that we, as sort of general music fans, don't take into consideration. Let's take Moldova from earlier this year. Music professionals look at that song and think, okay, it's fun, but is it really a serious piece of music? No, not really. And that's probably why the Moldovan song didn't fare well in the jury vote earlier this year. But the public, neutral viewers listening to that song for the first time, they don't give a toss about a song's emotional impact, perhaps. They don't really give a toss about the lyrics. They don't really give a toss about the rehearsals or previous live performances or the betting odds or anything like that. They saw the Moldovan song and thought, wow, this is a right bop. Have some points. Nobody was really watching it thinking, yes, I want to take a train from Chisinau to Bucharest. They're not looking at the deeper meaning of songs necessarily. Take a look at Greece and the Netherlands earlier this year. They did not get nearly enough points, in my opinion, from the public. Because the public, time and time again, the results are ridiculous from the public. Absolutely ridiculous. It's like, let's go for the bops. Let's go for the songs that really stand out from the field the most. And it seems to me as though top quality songs that are maybe a little bit slower in pace, they're just ignored, man. And it's going to happen more now, perhaps, in the semi-finals. I am really not explaining myself too well. But anyway, we can also maintain the tradition of travelling around Europe and Australia to collect points, thrilling voting sequence, blah, blah, blah. If anything, I think this is going to make it even clearer, accentuate, if that's the right word. It's going to make it so much more clearer now, the differences between jury and public opinion. Because if you don't have the jury vote in the semi-finals, when it gets to the final and the jury points come in, we might be looking at the results and thinking, well, hang on a minute, that song is clearly going to get 200 plus from the public, and yet the juries really don't care about it at all. If there had been a jury vote in the semi-finals, would this song have even made the cut? We'll be speculating for days. It just seems like you've made things messier and less consistent. And like I said earlier, if you're going to have a jury vote, you have a jury vote in all of the shows, not just the final. What's the point of having it in just the final? And I'll tell you why you have introduced this rule. Because all of you there sat in a room, is it in Geneva? Somewhere in Switzerland. You sat there around the table and you said, well, take a look at Azerbaijan earlier this year. People kicked up a fuss because Azerbaijan got 0 points from the public and went through purely on the jury vote. Rather than kick Azerbaijan out, which is what a lot of Eurovision fans wanted because they were trying to rig the results. We all know that, and so did several other countries in the second semi-final. You said, no, let's just not have a jury vote in the semi-finals. Problem solved. It seems like such a large and almost drastic move, and I don't think that was the right way to go about it. You could have changed the results last year when Albina for Croatia didn't go through, despite the fact that she was top 10 with the jury, top 10 with the public. She still didn't make the final. Instead, Tix went through for Norway instead with Fallen Angel, and it should have been TikTok arguably. You could have changed the rules then, ever so slightly, so if a song does make the top 10 with both public and jury, it's definitely through, even if the accumulated points aren't enough to see it through into the top 10, if you see what I mean. You could have changed the results with Azerbaijan this year. You could have looked at that result and you could have said, oh, okay, if a song finishes last, or maybe in the bottom 3 of the public results, irrespective of where it finishes with the jury, perhaps it doesn't qualify, or you could have come up with some sort of variation on what I've just said. This, to me, seems like such a big rule change. You are tinkering with something that didn't need to be tinkered with. And the more you tinker with something, the worse it becomes. I studied writing for 6 years, and believe me, I know that when you tinker with a piece of writing or tinker with a poem too much, you're actually making it worse the more you do it than better. You are reducing the quality of it. And by introducing these shoddy rules, my concern, and the concern of many a Eurovision fan now, is that you're changing it too much. It seems like every couple of years the voting system changes, the rules change. First we had the Melodifestivalinization of it when Stockholm hosted all those years ago, and the voting system changed completely. And now it seems as though, well, some people have said it's an Americanization of the contest. Now that we're introducing this rest of the world vote, and oh my god, it's ridiculous. Those watching in the rest of the world will be able to vote via a secure online platform using a credit card from their country. Oh my god, other people have said this as well. You have now, rather than closing the door firmly shut on the possibility for rigging, you've opened that door even further. Other people have said this as well. It might be a secure online platform, but you know people are going to try and manipulate this. You know that countries like Azerbaijan, and I really don't want to slag off Azerbaijan here, but I've mentioned them once, I'll mention them again. You know countries like Azerbaijan, you know those countries that try to alter the results, the juries, you know in the final they're going to try and do it again. It will happen again. And you need to put a firm stop to this. And if that means booting countries out, you boot countries out. Just kicking out the jury vote, though, in the semi-finals, I don't think that's the right way to go about it. I really don't. It seems like such a drastic move because of one strange anomaly earlier this year in Turin. The likelihood of that happening again is so slim, where a country gets 0 points from the public and a ton of points from the jury and goes through purely on jury love. The likelihood of that happening again is slim. And now you've introduced this rule purely because I think you saw that result and people kicked up a fuss and you were like, well, we've got to please the viewers. Give the power back to them. I don't know. Oh, dear, dear me. Where the hell is this press release? What the hell is this shite? Does it say the same thing? Following the this is what the press release says. Following the unprecedented nature of the voting irregularities, a working group of EBU members was established to look at ways to protect the integrity of the event. You kick them out! You kick them out! Or you fine them an absolute shed load of cash. You don't just need to introduce these sweeping voting changes, in my opinion. You're telling me that a group of people sat around a table and thought, we'll just get rid of the juries then. Yeah, lovely. Cup of tea? Yeah, go on then. You're telling me that's what it was like? Oh, man. Oh, man. Maybe I'm exaggerating here. Maybe I'm talking absolute trash. But this change, these changes, seem to be unanimously disliked by a lot of people. I've seen a few comments from those online saying, but the juries don't know good music. Well, actually they do. In my opinion, the jury vote makes a lot more sense than the public vote. Now, I've got some tweets here. Shout out to ESC Discord on Twitter. He has put this list up. Songs that would have qualified with the new voting system. So, a lot of people might look at this and say, oh, fantastic, yes, the new voting system's absolutely sensational. Some countries are going to be absolutely shafted again here. Poor old Malta. The public, for some reason, do not want to dish out points to Malta year after year, even though they've had some top quality songs over the years. Malta are going to really struggle to qualify again for the contest in the next few years. Potentially, if they send something incredible, obviously they'll make the cut. But I think poor old Malta are going to struggle. Latvia are going to struggle even more. And countries where, yes, there's a big diaspora. I'm thinking Lithuania, I'm thinking Poland, I'm thinking the Balkans, I'm thinking Scandinavia. Those countries are ever so slightly going to benefit maybe a little bit more than usual. Maybe only a little bit, but every little helps. Could be the difference between winning and second place. Could be the difference between qualifying and not qualifying. You never know. It says here, 2014, Portugal and Ireland would have gone through. So Ireland going through, great. Portugal, yeah. 2015, Finland would have gone through, no thank you. Czech Republic would have gone through, I'm indifferent on it. 2016, Bosnia, nech. Macedonia, nech. Belarus, no thank you. 2017, Finland, that absolutely should have gone through. Estonia, I know people love it, but my god, they should have sent Kerli, long story, let's move on. Switzerland would have gone through, performance wasn't great, but it's a fine song. 2018, Greece, I know a lot of people like that song, so yeah, fair enough. Poland, yeah. I mean, Poland are going to benefit here, no doubt. 2019, oh, look at that, Poland again. That was an alright song, fair enough. Lithuania would have gone through. Arguably should have gone through anyway ahead of Denmark, but there we are. 2021, Croatia should have gone through anyway, absolutely. Denmark, yeah, fair enough. But then in the final, is it just sort of going to even itself out? And people are like, Denmark went through, yeah, fantastic. Let's think back to 2021 if this rule was in place. Denmark's gone through, Uveros Behinanden, absolutely fantastic. But then the jury points come in, Denmark's right near the bottom, and then they get like, I don't know, 60 points from the public, and then they finish in the bottom 10. It's like, right, yeah, this song probably wouldn't have gone through if the jury had been there in the semi-final, you know what I'm saying? And then 2022, Albania would have gone through, My God, the people that whinged when Ronella didn't qualify, that would have really satisfied them. And Cyprus would have gone through as well. Okay, fair enough. Now, in terms of the songs that would not have gone through, 2014 Azerbaijan, yeah, I don't like that song very much. Malta, fair enough. 2015 Hungary, yeah, I don't like that song very much. Azerbaijan, yeah, fair enough. 2016 Czech Republic in 2016. You're telling me the Czech Republic wouldn't have qualified their first time in the final? I stand Gabriela Grunchikova. You're telling me that that song wouldn't have made the cut because the stupid public would have thought, nah, no thanks. Oh, I'm sorry. That is a quality song. It was a great performance. Great performance. And the Czech Republic wouldn't have qualified if it had been sole public voting. And that's a top quality song that would have missed out on the final, and people would have been peed off if it hadn't qualified, including yours truly. That's outrageous. Georgia wouldn't have gone through. Israel, I remember this, in the split results, Israel were absolutely nowhere with the public in 2016. Absolutely nowhere. Juries liked it, public not so much. Israel absolutely should have gone through with the public, absolutely should have done better in the final with the public, probably should have finished a few places higher overall. That wouldn't have gone through. Hovey Star, shafted. 2017, Australia really going to suffer as well, because Australia do not do very well with the public. We've seen that over the past few years, and obviously if they sent a really great song, they'd do well, we know this. But if they send a bang average song again, you know full well that Australia are going to be right down there at the bottom with the public, and that means no final, and that means another poor result year after year after year. Potentially, we wait and see. 2017, Australia, who was that? Isaiah, yeah, fair enough. Austria, yeah, fair enough. Denmark, 2017, who the hell was that? Oh, fair enough. 2018, Albania. Eugene Bush-Pepper wouldn't have qualified with the public. Are you having a jeer, ladies and gentlemen? That is arguably the finest song Albania sent at the contest. It is so much better than the bang average, plain female-driven ballads that they seem to send year after year after year after year after year. And you're telling me that Eugene Bush-Pepper with Mal and those vocals would not have been in the final? That is disgraceful. It's disgraceful. Surely some of you agree with me here. That, in particular, disgraceful. Netherlands, my second favourite of 2018, wouldn't have qualified. Absolutely disgraceful. Absolutely disgraceful. Poxy Russia, I think, finished above the Netherlands in the public result in the semi-final of 2018, in which the Netherlands and Russia were involved. Oh my God. I mean, what is that all about, ladies and gentlemen? What is that all about? Outrageous. 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 2019, Belarus. Who the hell was that? Oh, I don't even remember. Oh, it was Xena. Was it Xena? Yeah, that wouldn't have qualified. Denmark, 2019, who was that? That was Love Is Forever, isn't it? Yeah, alright, fine. 2021, Hooverphonic wouldn't have qualified. And again, that's a top quality song that would have been brushed aside. Why? It's too boring. Doesn't stand that. I fell asleep watching it. Sent me into a coma. It's like, no, actually, it's a really good song. It's a really good song. The juries are there to say that and appreciate that. And Belgium went through thanks to a bit of jury love. But the public would have been like, nah, stuff it. Let's send this song that's really colourful about cheese or something. Oh my God, it just infuriates me. Albania, 2021, who the hell was that? That was Angela Peristeri, I think. And then 2022, this year, Switzerland and Azerbaijan. Well, I think a lot of people would have been quite happy if neither of those had qualified. So, you know, maybe I'm exaggerating. I've already said this. Maybe I am talking absolute shite. But oh my God, I just think, what is the point of this? I really am failing to get my head around why this has been introduced. Clearly, okay. Martin, if you're watching, which you aren't. Clearly, you have introduced this rule for the semi-finals because of what happened with Azerbaijan earlier this year. It is too drastic and too big a change that I don't think is needed, and a lot of people aren't happy about it. What you could have done is kick Azerbaijan out. You could have kicked some other countries out. Yes, it doesn't make the contest look good. Maybe you could have dished out heavier fines. I don't even know if you dished out fines. I think perhaps you didn't. If you didn't, shame on you. But this rule seems like a really big rule to introduce for what felt like earlier this year as an anomaly in the grand scheme of things over many years of the contest. There's no consistency because only the juries will vote in the final. By only having a jury vote in the final, that means that jury shows for the semi-finals are not going to happen. I doubt. Why would they? Which means less tickets available for people to go to Liverpool and enjoy the contest. More people should be able to enjoy the contest, not less. And now you've reduced that. That's what it seems like. That's what it feels like. That's very, very disappointing. I'm hoping to go to Liverpool next year for the live final on the Saturday or the jury final on the Friday night. But if not, then I could have been looking at jury shows for the semi-finals, and now you've absolutely crippled those plans. And a lot of people might have been attempting to go to those jury semi-finals, and now you're just like, nah, not happening. Great. Great, that's less tickets available, that's less chances for people to go to the contest. That seems really unfair. Anyway, no consistency. The jury's in the grand final. By introducing them at this stage, you are going to see even more exaggerated results between public and jury opinion. You are still going to see, yes you will still see countries trying to rig the results in some way, shape or form. And this online global vote, it's the Eurovision Song Contest, it is a European event. You are now introducing other countries just for the hell of it because you want to improve Eurovision as a global brand. If you want to do that, have a World Vision Song Contest. That solves the problem. Yes, there are complications with that. Where would we broadcast it? Or think of the time difference, blah, 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 blah. You'd still get people trying to rig the results, though. It's going to happen again. It's a very, very small part of Eurovision moving forwards. It's a few points, really, this global vote. But what's the point of it? Besides promoting Eurovision as a brand? Does it really add anything to the contest whatsoever? Not in my opinion, not in the opinion of many a Eurovision fan. I really don't have much else to say here. I am genuinely interested to know your thoughts. Getting rid of the juries in the semi-final means there is a possibility, not a guarantee, but there is a possibility of more silly, bang average, naff songs making the cut, and top quality songs like Hooverphonic, which I mentioned earlier, missing out. And yes, maybe those top quality songs in the final, they'll be near the bottom. Who knows? But I just think some countries are going to be so screwed over by this. I'm thinking of poor old Malta. They're going to be so absolutely shafted. Absolutely shafted. The public don't vote for them as it is. And now, if they have a song that's okay, maybe it's on the borderline of qualifying, you know full well that you're going to have so many underrated songs. Oh my god, it's infuriating me. Let's take a look at the results. Bear with me while it loads up. Let's take a look, ladies and gentlemen, at the split results. Thank God it's not the final as well. Jesus wept. If it had been public vote for all three shows, I think I would have just... Oh my god, I'd be raging even more, ladies and gentlemen. I would have absolutely lost the plot. Let me take a look at this. Look at this. The public results of semi-final 1 earlier this year. Well, Ukraine won by a landslide. The less said about that, the better. But look at this. Netherlands, Greece. 2 top quality songs. Greece had 60 points and Moldova had 135, ladies and gentlemen. Now look, the Moldovan song is good. But are you telling me that Greece got 60 points and Moldova got 135? Jesus wept. My God almighty fire. You're telling me that the Netherlands had 79 points and Ukraine had 202. That's a huge gap. I'm just like, what the hell is that all about? The Netherlands were second with the jury, Greece were first with the jury, Netherlands were second with the jury, and rightly so. Recognising the quality, ladies and gentlemen. And the public, oh my God, quality goes out the window sometimes. Let me look at semi-final 2. Cyprus would have gone through. North Macedonia would have gone through if it had been 100% jury. There wouldn't have been massive differences, I suppose. And maybe there won't be massive differences again. But I'm just thinking some countries are going to benefit from this, and some countries really aren't going to benefit from this. And we don't want to go back to those days of the mid-2000s where block voting becomes even more prevalent. I'm not saying that will happen, but you just never know. You never know. Look at this. Look at this. Oh my God. Dear, dear, dear. Dear, dear, dear me. Dear me. Oh, I think the best... Hang on a minute. Let me go back to 2019. Bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. I did say this video would be a little bit on the messy side. What's happening in the football now? Denmark 0, Tunisia 0. What an absolute load of rubbish. Here we go. Here we go. Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness me, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, look at this from the 2019 first semi-final. You had Cyprus, which was a big fan favourite, I remember this. 54 points. San Marino, 124. You're telling me that Serhat got that many points, and you're telling me that Tamta, you're telling me that Katerine Duska for Greece, 54. Greece was second with the jury in that first semi-final, 9th with the public. So okay, Greece would have still gone through. But you're telling me that San Marino that far ahead of a top quality song? It's like, oh my god, what is it? With the public voting for these almost jokey entries, man. It doesn't happen every year, but you just know they're going to benefit from it. Oh my god, you're telling me that Norway next year are going to send 2 women dressed as flipping, I don't know, flipping, spaniels or something, and they're going to woof around the stage for 3 minutes, and then you're going to have a really serious, absolutely banging, top quality, mid-tempo entry from the Netherlands, for example, and you're going to have that flipping Norwegian song get 250 points, maybe something like that, and Netherlands 50. You're going to see it at Junior Eurovision next month. Ireland, top quality song. Yes, everybody can vote for everybody, blah, 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 blah. But you know what's coming. Unfortunately, I'd love to be proved wrong. I would absolutely love to be proved wrong next month. And I know I'm talking about Junior Eurovision here. I'm going off on a massive tangent. But you know next month, people love that Irish song. But when it comes to the results, the public results, you know what's probably going to happen. It's going to be Spain, also not a bad song. Spain, 110 points. Ireland, 35 points. It's like, what? I'm sorry, what? It should be a hell of a lot closer than that. Oh my god, man. This whole thing about power to the people. Puh! Never ever trust the public with anything. Ever. Oh my god, don't trust anybody. Elections, Eurovision, forget it. The public can't be trusted. No. Anyway, my god. I apologise, I really do, because this video has been almost unbearable to watch. It's been quite shambolic from me, I won't lie, but I wanted to really make a case for this. I really don't know how to feel about it. I don't really like it. I really don't. Maybe it won't make much of a difference. I'm expecting it not to make much of a difference, if I'm honest with you. But then again, next year, what if a really great song misses out on the final? We'll be saying, where was the jury vote? Oh wait, it wasn't there because there is no jury vote now. And that will be very, very annoying. And a lot of Eurovision fans may be very unhappy if a particular favourite doesn't make the cut, and instead, clearly a silly tongue-in-cheek jokey entry makes the cut instead. That will infuriate people. It will infuriate me. And this rest of the world vote, pointless. I do not see the point of it at all, besides getting people from outside Europe interested in the show and getting a bit more involved, and in my opinion, just have a Eurovision Song Contest. Eurovision, the clue is in the name. Yeah? The clue is in the name. I know we've had Morocco, I know we have Israel, maybe not technically in Europe. I know that we are talking about Kazakhstan debuting in the future, also not in Europe. Okay, fair enough, blah, 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 win. You can make big claims all about this and go on about it for days. But oh, what is the point? What is the point of this rest of the world vote? It's going to play a very small part, fair enough. But I don't know, like, it seems like you've just thrown it in there for the hell of it. Never had a rest of the world vote before. Why fix it if it ain't broken? It wasn't broken, it really wasn't. It really wasn't. You could have made less sweeping changes than this. But you've decided to go big and alter the voting system again. And in a few years, you'll change it again. Why must you mess with something that seems perfectly fine? Eurovision fans didn't ask for voting changes. They didn't. I didn't see anybody ask for voting changes. And now we've got them. Ugh. Let me know what you think, ladies and gentlemen. You're really telling me that Denmark are going to draw 0-0 with Tunisia? Oh, today gets better and better, ladies and gentlemen, doesn't it? Until next time, sorry if the quality wasn't that great, and sorry if I rambled for the ages, but I will be back soon with another, probably Junior Eurovision related video. Let me know your thoughts. Contact me on here or via my other social media pages. Links in the description as always. Until next time, take care of yourself. Stay safe. Oof, what a day. Bye for now.